What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Double Overtime. It's your boy P, back at you again with another one. Hey, if you're watching this video today, guys, and you haven't hit that subscribe button already, please do me a big favor and hit that subscribe button down below for this channel and turn the notifications on for this channel as well. That way you are notified every time I drop a video of this NFL and NBA content. Week 4 of the NFL is here, guys. Thursday night football has already passed, so I'm not going to include the Thursday night game in my game picks this week, of course. But the other 15 games I have for my week 4 game picks, I'll show that in the graphic in a few minutes. But first of all, let's get to my week 3 game picks from last week. Let's go over that real quick, guys. So I made this graphic right here, putting the check marks for the games I got right, and of course the X for the games I got wrong. I did really good last week in week 3, guys. I went 12-4, as you can see on the bottom. I went through these game picks last week in the video, of course. So yeah, really good week. Week 1, I think I went 9-7. Week 2, I went 10-6. Week 3, as I said, I went 12-4. So I've gotten better as the weeks have gone by during this season, guys. So yeah, week 3, I went 12-4. Thursday night football, Panthers took down the Texans 24-9. That was an easy call for me. I got the Thursday night, Sunday night, and the Monday night football games all correct. The Packers and 49ers came down to a field goal. That was a great game on Sunday night. They won 30-28. Monday night football, the Cowboys easily took care of the Eagles by 20 points, 41-21. Cowboys got their first home win of the season. I think that was actually their first home game of the season. 1 p.m. games for week 3. The Washington football team, they were getting blown out by the Bills. They tried to make a little comeback and put some more points on the board, but the Bills took care of that, 43-21. Browns easily took care of the Bears. Bears offense looks like shit. They couldn't get anything done. Justin Fields, he got the start, but couldn't really get anything on the offense going. Ravens and Lions, that was a great game. Came down to a last-second 66-yard field goal from Ravens kicker Justin Tucker. 66 yards is now the NFL record. I don't know if you guys saw it hit the crossbar. Usually when a field goal hits the crossbar, it usually bounces back out, but this field goal actually went in to the net. So the Ravens got that win 19-17 in Detroit over the Lions. Good win for the Baltimore Ravens. Cardinals took care of the Jags 31-19. Chargers and Chiefs, that was probably the game of the week to me. That was definitely the best game. I think I said last week, I think I gave 3 games in my video last week that I thought would be the games of the week. I think I said this one, the Buccaneers and the Rams, and I can't remember the other one, but I definitely said the Chiefs and the Chargers. Chargers got that win. A ballsy call towards the end of the game. I don't remember what the score was, but I believe it was a 4th and 4 that the Chargers were going for when all they needed was a field goal. It might have been 4th and 4 or 4th and 5. One of the Chargers offensive linemen jumps offsides, backs him up 5 yards, and the Chargers still went for it on 4th and 9 and ended up converting the 4th and 9. And ended up winning that game, man. Ballsy call. I don't know if you guys remember that play, but like I said, the offensive lineman jumped offsides, backed them up 5 yards, and they still went for it on 4th and 9 in Kansas City. Great win for the Chargers. That was the first game I got wrong this week. I picked the Chiefs, of course, but yeah, that was the first game I got wrong. I think a lot of people picked the Chiefs to win this game, but a great win for the Chargers in Kansas City, man. Saints easily took care of the Patriots 28-13. Falcons and Giants. Falcons are my team. This was a kind of hard game to pick because it could have definitely went either way, but the Falcons came up, I think, on the last second field goal by Younghoe Koo to win the game 17-14. Bengals and Steelers. I had the Steelers winning that game. Steelers look like they really bad. Jamar Chase for the Bengals. He looks like he's gonna be he looks like he's already an early Rookie of the Year candidate for the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals won 24-10. Titans handled the Colts 25-16. Broncos beat the Jets 26-0. Raiders and Dolphins. That was actually a good game as well. I think it went to overtime. Raiders came out on top 31-28. Buccaneers, Rams. The Rams, they look really good, man. Their defense looked spectacular against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. They played a really well-rounded game at home. They got the victory by 10, 34-24. I think the Buccaneers made a little late surge and put some more points on the board, but nonetheless still lost the game by 10. I picked the Buccaneers to win this game. I think this was actually Tom Brady's first game that he ever played in LA in his entire career. Rams are now one of the teams that are undefeated. They are 3-0. Great statement win against the Super Bowl champions at home, man. Shout out to the Rams. That was the 3rd game I got wrong. And the last game right here, Seahawks at the Vikings. Vikings took this game at home 30-17. The Seahawks are now 1-2. I believe the Vikings are 2-1. I believe. I could be wrong about that. They could be 1-2. They're either 1-2 or 2-1. But yeah, Vikings got the win over the Seahawks, man. But yeah, those are my week 3 game picks, guys. I went 12-4 last week. Maybe we'll see if this week I can get to 13. I think of all, I've been doing these game picks. I've been putting them on Facebook and Instagram. I want to say for a good 3 years now. I don't think I've ever gotten 12 right. I usually get like 8 to 9 to usually like 8 to 10 is my range that I usually get right. I don't think I've ever gotten 12 right. This might have been my best week ever of all my game picks that I've ever done. So yeah, I had a good week with the game picks. Hopefully this week will be maybe even better. So let's get to my week 4 game picks right now. As I said, Thursday Night Football was last night. Bengals and Jaguars. The Jaguars held an early 14-0 lead, but the Bengals came back and ended up winning this game on a field goal. The Jaguars are now 0-4. Trevor Lawrence, rookie quarterback for the Jaguars, has now lost the same amount of games that he's lost in high school and college combined. I think he lost 2 games in high school for his high school career, and he lost 2 games at Clemson in college. So he has now matched his total amount of losses that he's had for his entire high school and college career in his first 4 weeks in NFL. But you're playing for the Jacksonville Jaguars, so what do you really expect? But yeah, Bengals come out on top 24-21. Sunday Night Football, Buccaneers over the Patriots. I'm just going to go down the road here, guys. All the winners are in red, of course, for these game picks, if you haven't realized already. Buccaneers and Patriots. Tom Brady's making his first appearance back in New England since he signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and won a Super Bowl last year in his first season with the team. I'm definitely taking the Buccaneers in this game. I think Rob Gronkowski has been listed as doubtful. He suffered a rib injury last week in LA against the Rams. So it looks like Rob Gronkowski may not play. That could be a factor in this game if he doesn't play, but I do think the Patriots, not the Patriots, but the Buccaneers offense is still dynamic. You have to go. Tom Brady's out for blood. He wants to prove to Bill Belichick that you cannot beat me. He's going against a rookie quarterback, Mac Jones. I expect the Buccaneers to take care of business pretty easily in New England. I don't think this will be a close game at all. I'm not going to say the Buccaneers will blow them out, but I do think they'll handle business pretty easily in this game Sunday night. Monday Night Football, we have the Raiders and Chargers. I'm taking the Chargers at home to win that game. 1 p.m. games that we have this Sunday, Washington Football at Atlanta Falcons. This was the hardest game for me to pick. Every week that for my Falcons, man, they're the hardest game for me to pick because you never know what Falcons team you're going to get. I'm only going to take the Falcons because they are at home and they got a good win last week on the road against, it is the Giants. The Giants aren't really good at all. I don't even think they got a win this year, but at the same time, I'm going to take the Falcons at home this week, guys, over the Washington Football team. I do think it's going to be a back and forth game. I do think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to take the Falcons over the Washington Football team this week. Texans and Bills. I think the Bills are favored to win by like 17 or 16 points. I'm taking the Bills at home. Lions and Bears. This was a tough one for me to pick, but I do think the Lions will come on top in this game. Like I said earlier, the Bears offense has been totally non-existent this entire season. I don't know what Matt Nagy is doing. Hopefully Justin Fields has a better week this week at home. I do think he is starting again. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure he is starting again. But I do think the Lions will come out on top. Panthers and Cowboys. Panthers are 3-0. They're going to Dallas this week. Dallas gets 2 home games in a row after starting their first 2 games on the road. I do think the Cowboys would come on top in this game. Colts, Dolphins. This was a tough one for me to pick, but I'm going to pick the Colts to get their first win this week in Miami over the Dolphins. Browns, Vikings. I think the Browns will take care of business against the Vikings, even though the Vikings got a pretty good win last week at home against the Seattle Seahawks. I do think the Browns are a better team than the Seattle Seahawks. So far this year, I think the Browns will take care of business. I do think this will be a close game, though. Giants versus the Saints in New Orleans. I'm definitely taking the Saints on that one. Same with Titans, Jets. That's the easy one. I'm taking the Titans over the Jets. Jets are just absolutely horrendous and horrible. Chiefs and Eagles. Chiefs have now lost 2 games in a row against the Ravens and now the Chargers back-to-back weeks. I'm taking the Chiefs to bounce back in Philadelphia against the Eagles this week. So let's go to the 405 and 425 games. Cardinals at Rams. I think this is going to be the game of the week. Both teams are 3-0. LA has another home game after beating the Buccaneers last week at home. I'm going to take the Cardinals this week because I don't think the Rams defense has played a quarterback as dynamic as Kyler Murray, who can run and pass. And Kyler Murray has done a lot of magical things since he's come into the league. He's done a lot of great things. I do think the Cardinals offense will be successful this week against the Rams defense. I do think they'll put a good amount of points on the board, enough for them to win this game. I'm going to take the Cardinals. This was a hard one to pick, though. This was a really hard one to pick, guys. I do think this game could go either way, of course, with the Rams and the Cardinals both being 3-0. But I'm going to pick the Cardinals in this game, guys. Seahawks and 49ers. All these 4 o'clock games are pretty tough. Seahawks and 49ers, I think the Seahawks are going to bounce back. Like I said, they started off 1-2. I think the 49ers just got their first loss. Yeah, they got their first loss last week against the Packers in the final seconds. I do think the Seahawks will bounce back and get a win this week in San Francisco, guys. Ravens and Broncos. I don't think Lamar Jackson has ever played in Denver yet in his career. I think it's going to be a tough game for him. I think Von Miller will be playing this week. But I'm going to pick the Ravens to win this game over the Broncos. Hollywood Brown had a lot of drops last week against the Detroit Lions. I think he bounces back. Lamar was throwing dimes. Hollywood Brown dropped, I think, at least 2 touchdowns and dropped a good 3 wide open passes. I do think the Ravens will get the win this week over the Broncos, guys. In the last game for the week, Steelers versus the Packers. Packers are at home. Steelers have not looked good all season. Ben Roethlisberger is definitely showing his age this year. I'm going to pick the Packers at home to win this game, guys. So yeah, guys, those are my week 4 game picks. Let me know what you agree, what you disagree with on my picks so far. The only other NFL news that I have that's not regarding the game picks, Richard Sherman, the all-pro cornerback, has signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think he is going to be playing this week against the Patriots in New England. So Richard Sherman, the all-pro corner, is now teammates with Tom Brady. He is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, guys. And NBA season is right around the corner. The only NBA news I have so far, NBA Media Day. A lot of photos from NBA Media Day have been going around in the past couple of days. The new look Lakers all took pictures. Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo, all those guys are now teammates. Those were the biggest images floating around for NBA Media Day, the new look Lakers. But only other NBA news I have, the NBA has announced players who do not comply with local vaccination mandates. So this is local vaccination mandates that are in the player's city. They will not be paid for games that they missed this season if they do catch coronavirus. So I don't want to say it's fucked up, but it is kind of like, damn, like really, you're not going to pay me for a game if I choose not to get vaccinated. Draymond Green, he made a good point, and they were asking him about Andrew Wiggins' they were asking him about his opinion on Andrew Wiggins not wanting to get vaccinated. He was saying that he's a leader of this team. He's not gonna make Andrew Wiggins do something he believes in. He said that's what America stands for, is for freedom, right? That's what America is supposedly supposed to stand for, the land of the free and freedom of choice to do what you want to do and make your own decision. And these guys are trying to force the vaccination on NBA players, which I kind of agree with. I think a reporter actually asked Andrew Wiggins, or she mentioned, like, you're gonna lose out on a lot of money if you don't get vaccinated. He said that's my problem, not yours, which is 100% true. It's not really that lady's problem at all. It is Andrew Wiggins' problem. But we'll see if this whole vaccination thing has become big in the NBA now. So we'll see. But like I said, the NBA has announced players who do not comply with local vaccination mandates will not be paid for games they missed this upcoming season. NBA preseason is right around the corner. I do think it starts in a few days. NBA regular season will start later this month. So pretty soon I'll have my NBA predictions going into the season this year in a couple weeks, guys. So be on the lookout for that. So that is today's video, guys. My week 4 game picks are in. Went 12-4 last week. Hopefully have a better week this week, guys. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys disagree with down in the comments below. If you made it this far into the video, I truly appreciate it. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button, guys, and make sure you turn your notifications on for this channel. That way you're notified every time I drop a video of this NFL and NBA content. It's your boy P. This is another episode of Double Overtime. Thank you guys for watching. Enjoy NFL Week 4, you guys.